BS3 Network.
Welcome back once again to the Fourcast. Right now we're the Threecast until Dark gets back. Been covering the stars, doing traveling, so we'll not be on tonight's show. But we were coming at you with a new show, not necessarily a new film, but I think it came out 2022. It is on Netflix, and it is called Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. So we're going to review that tonight. Myself, A-Trap, and Wilkes. Let's kind of go around the room.
Howdy.
Before I say that, go around the room, we're going to answer the question, can you name a voice better than Whitney Houston? So as you're tuning in, be thinking about that in your head. Some may, you may go back. Maybe you go current. I don't know if there's anybody current. I do have one that I'm going to bring up, but A-Trap, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Good to be here, man.
Good. Wilkes.
How's it going? You doing all right today? Can you hear me? Am I all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I forgot to turn my fan off that never gets cut off in like 50 years, but y'all hear that in the background? Like it's going, okay.
Nah, you good.
You always got that fan that you never cut off, and it's like,
yeah,
extremely crazy right now.
Nah, you good.
It's my nap fan.
All right, so let's get to the chat real quick. Cole Sports, he commented actually this morning. He wanted to get his comment in. He said, Minnie Rippleton, a better voice than Whitney Houston. So we'll see if anyone agrees or disagrees with that. Shout out to Anna. Thank you for tuning in. She says, I'll think about it. It's definitely a good question. Pastor Dodd in the building said, it's rainy. Laugh out loud. Good evening. Appreciate you. Yeah, we had a little bit of rain this morning.
Yeah.
It was just a quick shower, and that was it. It wasn't anything.
Nothing crazy.
Together we break production in the building. She said, hey, A-Trap. And big shout out to StreamYard. They started this new feature to where anybody on the show as a guest can share to their platform. So appreciate that from StreamYard. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and also BS3 TV on Roku. If you have not already, please add that on your Roku TV or device. You'll get access to all of these shows and a variety of other shows on the network. So let me get into the actual description of what it's about. Obviously, we know it's Whitney Houston. I mean, we don't need to really go any further of who she is. I'm sure everybody's seen different stories. But the description says, discovered by record executive Clive Davis, which I know A-Trap's going to have some things to say. Whitney Houston rises from obscurity to international fame in the 1980s to become one of the greatest singers of her generation. So that is the gist of this. Now, this one, as we get into kind of
how he was doing.
Yeah. I asked him.
Oh, okay.
Bluetooth disconnected. It's all good. It's all good. I see how it is.
Yeah, I asked him.
No.
All right. So initial thoughts, and I'm gonna go to A-Trap first.
This was kind of my introduction to Whitney Houston. They touched on it a little bit in the movie, and I fell for the okie doke. And it was some boycott thing I had going on. As you know, I'm big time in the hip hop and R&B, or singing had an issue back then. So, and then as she stated in the movie, a lot of people started saying she wasn't black enough. So by me not listening, and then the rumor came out she wasn't black enough, I wasn't paying attention, but I was entertained. and it goes right back to something I was watching, the Bill Russell documentary. He was heavily into it, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie, but I wish, of course, she couldn't have made this one. She wasn't old enough. She wasn't even 60. So she was 48 years old. But I really wish she could have played a role in this. But all in all, it was a great introduction for myself to Whitney Houston. I appreciated her talent, but I never really appreciated her while she was alive, which is a sad commentary in all aspects of the world. You don't appreciate things until you no longer have them. And even though I knew she was a great singer, I never really listened to her music.
And that's great initial thoughts, because I think a lot of people kind of felt like how you felt, and they didn't really pay attention to her music because of the things that were said. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Bunkley in the building.
Nice.
Hey, let me go with the last name. That's safe. I was gonna say Naisha, but I don't want to be
Naisha.
Anna says it rained all night in Northern California. Pastor Di said Jermaine Jackson.
Yeah, that was new.
Yeah. Hey, there was a lot of things that caught me off guard that I didn't, and they were very, very clear on what they were saying. It wasn't like a hidden suggestion. It was very straightforward. Now, I did like this. I'll say, my initial thoughts. I did like it, but I felt like it did obviously miss some things. This was more of a positive, which I'm all good for that. I think this was more of a positive on Whitney Houston, because I seen another documentary. I don't know if it was a documentary or a film, but it basically showed everything. It showed how she got access to coke a long time ago, but way before Bobby, because people somehow tied those two together to say Bobby got her hooked on drugs, and that wasn't necessarily true.
No, man, I still blame Bobby, man. Bobby took my woman, man.
Shots fired early. Yeah, but no, it wasn't Bobby. She had it in her younger years as she was coming up. So I do appreciate this one, because I think it gave a positive spin. I think the characters that they used, I felt like they were good. Besides the mom, when she started singing, I was like, nah, son, that's not gonna work. And she's the one thing I know her from is Law and Order SVU. She was like the coroner or something on there. So every time I seen her, I was thinking of her as Law and Order. But she's a good actor. I just don't know her singing range was there. Wilkes, what's your thoughts?
There were some things that I wasn't aware about, but growing up in the 80s as a young kid, I mean, Whitney's on Jet magazine, she's on
everywhere.
Ebony magazine, she's Essence, she's MTV, she's on, she ends up American Music Awards when it was bigger than the Grammys. It was just one of those things where I knew of Whitney. I didn't know that, which was funny, because when I was watching this, I thought about H-Rap, how he's always mentioned that it wasn't black or white music. It was just music.
It was just good music.
She didn't know how to sing black. She didn't know how to sing white. She just wanted to sing it.
She know how to sing.
That was
it.
Sing.
Yeah.
Stank on it. So I mean, definitely growing up for me, as they've said before, probably one of the greatest voices of my generation, but I can't say of all time, but she's got that voice that you like. Obviously, when you walk into a store or it's Whitney. Like, it's just Whitney. Like, it's like Aretha Franklin. Like, Aretha Franklin. Minnie Riperton. Like, you just, those voices are going to stand out. So,
yeah, to me, it's like Luther. I mean, immediately. There's no question on who that is. It's just a matter of, is it Big Luther or Little Luther? That's the only.
Yeah, especially in a time when you've got like the Anita Bakers and the Phyllis Hymans. You got them coming up, and I know I'm doing discredit to the other mighty women of the 80s and early 90s that came through in that sultry voice, but it was good to watch, good to see. I mean, because I had never really watched anything on Whitney Houston like this. I don't know if anything's really been done like this. Everything I remember is like she having interviews with 2020 and Oprah, but that was really about it. I don't think they've done any other documentary that I know of. So.
Yeah. And the other one that I seen, which maybe this is Theodora, maybe she's seen this one too. The one I was just mentioning, I don't remember what it was called, but I've seen another version of Whitney a lot left out from this versus the first. And yeah, I think this one was more of a positive. Yeah, I don't think it. And I had in my notes they didn't bring up anything regarding crack until what an hour.
I mean, it was almost 30 minutes later.
Yeah, hour and 20 minutes into the film. So I'm like, I kind of gotta. Okay, this is not where this is going.
Right.
Which I'm cool with that. I appreciate that. Alex Brandy, thank you for tuning in. Said good evening, brothers. No better voice, says Theodora. Yeah. I don't know. There's not a long list. I think A-Trap, go ahead and mention who you mentioned earlier.
Oh, Aretha, man. I mean, that's about it. Aretha Franklin, Minnie Riperton, that's it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about Phyllis. Phyllis was, man, Phyllis Hyman is probably the most underrated singer.
Underrated, yeah. Underrated. Oh God.
Yeah.
Phyllis Hyman. Jeez.
Phyllis Hyman is powerful. But I mean, only person I've ever heard in Whitney Houston's ballpark is Minnie and Aretha. And I think it's kind of like Kobe, Michael Jordan, and
right.
LeBron.
And it's funny, A-Trap brings that up because I kept thinking as I was watching this and even looking at the interviews after this, because it made me go find those other interviews that I saw but didn't really kind of like, oh, okay, well, she's coming back or she whatever. But I have to say, maybe she was the Aretha Franklin of that generation.
Oh, easy.
Hands down. I mean, I think so. Yeah, she's
without a doubt.
Yeah,
I mean, put like this: if you under my mama age, Whitney Houston got you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. She's the bar. I would say she's the bar at that point. Yeah.
Shout out to it says Antoine Demetrius Robinson, but this is the cooking your guy.
D Chef D.
Chef Fine as Wine. Yeah, that's
Fine as Wine.
Yeah, appreciate you for coming through. He said no better voice. That was his comment. Pastor Saad said, don't forget her show with her and Bobby.
Oh yeah.
That was when reality shows were just getting started.
Yeah.
That show was messy.
She was on it, man.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
Even though,
hold up.
Even though with my little boycott of Whitney, it wasn't Whitney personally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my R&B boycott, this is so petty. Remember the Arsenio Hall show, right?
Oh yeah.
To show you how stupid you are as a young person. Yeah.
That long finger.
Dog pound. One time I saw Whitney Houston on Arsenio, and she was in the kitchen talking to Arsenio. And over her right shoulder, it was a 40 ounce. I was like, man, this chick might not be that
bad. Hey, it was probably hers too.
Whitney,
like people, at least in my head, before watching some of these documentaries, I thought Whitney was just like the princess, and like she didn't do anything wrong growing up, but she
right.
Like she was in the hood just because Dionne Warwick was her godmother. That didn't mean she was
a cousin.
Dionne from the streets too. What you talking about, man?
Oh,
Dionne is her cousin. Aretha is her godmother.
Okay. Yeah. That don't mean that everything was just squeaky clean.
Right.
Gosh. Yeah. But shout out to Wanga. I guess Wanga's got a YouTube channel, Wellness.
That's about
Wanga. Yeah. Make sure to check that out.
He's selling drugs on that. No, I'm just playing.
Oh wow. Whoa. Hey.
Legal drugs.
That's some of that Bobby.
No, he's selling cocaine. No.
Oh, we got that Whitney.
Cocaine's hell of a drug.
Everybody go subscribe, then he'll be thanking me.
Cocaine's hell of a drug.
What Pimp C said, I got that Bobby by the pound, Whitney by the kid.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. As long as I live, I remember that time I saw her on. And that 40 ounces right on the couch. I I was like, damn, Whitney Houston got a 40.
Yeah, the 40.
She
Yeah,
going in.
yeah,
Yeah, she going in.
got that old E.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
It might have been OE,
It
man.
may have been OE. That OE gets you there, baby.
Man, it might. I mean, it was either OE or Billy D. It was one of the two. It
Either
wasn't
one, they get you
Hey, that
there.
was
wasn't no genuine draft.
Right.
Nah,
It wasn't none of that.
we wasn't drinking that.
That malt liquor, baby.
Yeah, she was
with the
drinking
brown
that,
paper bag.
That understand me.
Right.
That rut got that.
Right.
Yep.
She was drinking that. I'm gonna start cussing when I finish.
Right. And I don't care who gonna get it. I'm cussing at everybody.
Yeah,
And you know what
everybody
was
getting
kinda-
it.
You know what my favorite part of this movie was, even though I know you ain't got to that part yet.
Yeah, you good.
I truly appreciated when she signed her record deal. Whoever produced this movie or wrote this movie, they threw in a hidden gem. They threw in an Easter egg.
Mm.
They literally exposed the record industry as the creeps that they are. Remember, she read the contract.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she said, your music is property of Arista
Even when you
forever and throughout the universe.
right.
I was like, that was dope. If you paying attention, that was dope, man.
Yeah.
That was kind of putting people on warning, like, hey, these people are crooks. Well, that's the way I took it.
I mean, but look how hard Prince fought. I mean, that dude tooth and nail, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's some conspiracy theories out there as to why Whitney died. Now, only God and her.
And
knows.
Clive, no. I mean, only God knows. Uh-huh.
Yeah. We know,
So I mean, but there's some things that are out there. Yeah, that she wanted her masters.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, it would make sense if somebody wanted their masters, which would give them full control of their catalog and give them probably endless amounts of money, and you trying to take that from somebody.
Well, that's why Robin Williams was smart, because he said, hey, all these voiceovers I'm doing as the genie in Aladdin, I want every piece of these.
Yeah.
These
Break
are
me
all
off.
you cannot reuse.
Don't play.
Yeah,
Jason Weaver.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because they were gonna give him what,
$2
million or something like that. Yeah,
easy.
Yeah.
He probably pulling that in every year now.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it kind of opens up with the 1994 American Music Awards. I remember that. That was a classic award show. So in my house, we watched it if we was on it. If we wasn't, I don't. The Golden Globes.
To me, back then, American Music Awards to me was bigger than the Grammys. The American Music Awards was it, and then they moved into the World Music Awards. But I don't know if the Grammys were that. They weren't really as big after the Michael Jackson run, because it was just like, well, we got Lionel, we got Luther, and we got them. But the American Music Awards, they were putting that before the Grammys, which I don't even know if the American Music Awards even really come on anymore. I think it's just the Grammys now. But
I think they still come on.
Oh, they still okay. I know Billboard Music is a new thing now, but
and then they have MTV that kind of carved out a niche in the market, and so a lot of these other award shows. And then it goes to 1983 in New Jersey, so her kind of going down the street. I like how they did the relationship between Whitney and Robin, and I found this out in the previous film or documentary that I watched. I didn't know that, until I watched that film. But I mean, she had a relationship with this woman, and Robin, who's still alive, and she's actually married, and I think she Wilkes. I think you said she's an
author.
She's an author.
Yeah, she's an author.
Yeah.
She has her own book telling kind of her and Whitney's story.
Yeah.
But
is she married to a man or a woman?
She might be a little of both. But
she said both.
Hey, from the picture, I didn't recognize her at first. I thought she might have been transitioning, but because I had looked her up, and because I was wondering, like, all these people that were in her life, like, who's still alive, who's not, what are they doing, where they're at. So she's an author, but I don't know what else she may have written. She might be actually helping with creative projects as well too. Because if that's what she did with Whitney, I'm pretty sure that opened the door for her to work with somebody else. But
I got your nephew in the building, Mike Williams. Thank you for tuning in. But she was really looking out for Whitney. If we 100% real, it was probably really her mom and Robin, I think, that really had her best interest. I think the dad, he had his interests, her interests, everybody interests kind of in mind.
I mean, he walking around passing out credit cards. What this dude do, man?
Right.
Come on, man.
And then a kind of a what's love got to do with it moment when he on his deathbed. He like, you better give me that money. You better. It's
you
like
dying. What you gonna do with
die? What? This money mine.
Is he gonna bring you back to life? Like, what you doing?
Yeah. This money not gonna help you. But so talk about that relationship. A-Trap, I'm gonna go to you first.
Yeah, it was kind of sad to see my man Lester Freeman out there like that, man, from the White.
Yeah,
but that was kind of sad, man. And I promised myself I wasn't gonna be radical tonight, but it's just who I am.
It's in you, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Let it out.
I just, you know what? I didn't like the fact that every man in her life was a bum.
Right.
I don't know, you know what I mean? Look, you walk in the door,
Jermaine wasn't a bum.
Huh?
I said Jermaine wasn't, but that was like a short.
Jermaine got a baby by his brother's.
Did you not watch the Jacksons?
I did. I mean, he's a little bit lower on the bum rating scale.
Right, taking up money on his deathbed.
Yeah.
Right. Come on, man.
Yeah, it just is kind of.
Come on, man. Sleazy.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. I'm just tired of the white dude always being the hero in all these movies, man. And I hate to go there, but I gotta go there.
He definitely was. He was the savior.
Jewish heroes.
Just
let's just say it. Put it out there.
I'm going with just straight. It's yeah. I don't know the story, man. You know, like I said, this is my introduction to Whitney Houston, so I can't really say what it should or should not be.
I have to say this real quick. What I'm very surprised is that there was no echoes of like Quincy Jones in her walk, which I can't believe. Like
he had to have some piece.
I can't imagine Quincy Jones did not make some kind of cross path. Yeah. I mean, it's Whitney Houston. It's Quincy Jones. I mean,
it's Quincy Jones, man.
Right.
Quincy was everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere, man. I mean,
there was nothing in music that he didn't indirectly or
he had a great documentary too.
Yeah. Quincy got a dope documentary, man.
That was a good man. Yeah. And almost similar to The Godfather. Yeah. It was
the Godfather documentary is insane.
Quincy
his wife just got killed a couple years ago, man.
Yeah.
It was
man, it was just, I mean, her father.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just too many parents out here living vicariously through their children. You don't make it, so
absolutely.
You start Cadillacing with somebody else's money, man. And that's the thing, man. I'm just tired. You know, it's kind of sad to see how her pops was a creep. And
when you think he would be protecting her because
she's
in a creepy business
out here laying out your life for your child. And then the truly sad part is there's two things that stood out the most. What, three things? A pop being a creep, you know, y'all already said the radical thing. And the one thing that really disturbs me about the entire community of entertainment, no matter what level it's on, we don't, as a community, we don't share this information that this is a poisonous, venomous industry.
Right.
Because how do you know, I can't imagine, I don't know anything about the entertainment industry. This is what we're doing is as close as I have to the entertainment industry, right?
Right.
But I could not imagine allowing my daughter to sign that's my man Cook. To sign a contract that people are gonna own your name, image, and likeness into perpetuity. throughout the universe.
Throughout the
So
universe.
if we go to Mars,
long time.
I still own you. You
I
know what I
still
mean?
own
Right.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wherever we go,
Yeah.
How is that contract? It's a cat that signed that contract today. That same contract.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the biggest thing is, it's not that we're not mature enough to read it. It's not that we can't investigate it. It's just I think we are so looking to get ahead that we will just blindly sign it.
We saw it with Adidas. They just re-signed Kanye because they knew they were taking a hit. They were literally losing money.
You
They
can't
just
sell
reconstructed.
Yeezys without Kanye. It's not.
Come on, man.
This wasn't y'all brand in the first place.
I don't
Like,
need you.
They had
You
to
need
swallow.
me.
Right.
Right. But
Yeah,
that Kanye
but
thing is a rock now. This thing's sinking like a rock in the ocean, Jack.
If Adidas go to Mars, hey, you're gonna lose money. But if Kanye there, okay,
Yeah,
well, we
get
sell some
paid.
space shoes. I mean, no,
No,
A-Trap to
I
A-Trap's
just-
point. I mean,
speaking
like you said, like we need it. We can't do anything without this talent. We need it.
if anybody has ever watched what's the name of that show? It was on BET, Unsung.
Oh,
Anybody
gosh.
has ever watched
Oh.
Unsung?
Oh my goodness.
The first 30 minutes is like, yeah, man, we had a good time. We was doing this, we was doing that.
Oh,
And then the
man.
last
as
30
you
minutes
talking,
is, I
they
ain't got
put
no
that rub
money.
on.
I don't own my masters. I'm
Well,
homeless.
once
I ain't got no teeth. Like,
once again, we saw it with Straight Outta Compton. Ice Cube's son playing him, kind of like, hey man, where's all this stuff that's in the contract? Because I ain't seeing none of this.
yeah.
Nobody else is reading anything but me. Where is this money? What is happening? Why am I? Yeah, we just went it with Teddy Pendergrass. We just did it.
Yeah.
With Teddy
Like I
Pendergrass.
said, man, I don't understand. Like a lot of people excoriate Sean Puff Daddy Combs, right? Or Diddy or Love,
Whatever
you can call at this point.
Yeah.
But they excoriate him. And I don't excoriate him for the exact same things. Because he hold the Locks money, and then even the Locks going, look, man, we were young. He didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
We signed standard contracts. And that's where my problem lies.
Yeah.
How are we still using this contract that raped Sam Cooke, that raped Bo Diddley, that raped Stevie Wonder, that raped, we still using
Why
that
are we still
contract.
signing these same contracts?
we still shouldn't have that conversation. Make sure you own your. I mean,
Right.
Jay-Z raps about it all the time.
Yeah.
Make sure you own.
And now they have this 360, which Master P was talking. A lot of people have talked about this, where they own everything. Your concert, they own everything.
Right.
Whatever you think you own, you don't own.
And guess here's the truly sad part about the 360. Great manager, from what I understand, awesome person, brilliant guy. But Chris Lighty invented that.
Really?
A brother invented that.
But he don't get
I
the
did
credit.
not know that.
Yeah. God rest his soul. But a brother invented that. So it ain't good enough that we gonna rape you up front. We gonna rape you to the left, to the right, up, down.
All the way.
Yeah.
All the way.
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna drink. We're gonna get as much out of you as possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's because once again, we talk. I mean, hell, look at sports. They use you up. They break your back. They plaster you on Nike deals. They plaster you on Adidas deals.
Yeah.
And the minute you mess up, or the minute you just, you can't stay healthy.
STBY sucks to be you.
Man, you gotta go.
And,
they ready to replace you.
For me, football is the worst because you could literally this sport is so gladiator like that you could die on the field. There's actually somebody that died on the field this past season.
Twice.
And the money's not guaranteed.
Right.
If I'm playing, I'm like, y'all guaranteeing every
before
last
I sign
dollar.
this contract, before I get drafted, we're gonna talk about this up front. Because this is what's happening.
Look, here's the crazy part. We're talking about fair and righteousness, right?
Right.
It's this cat they call Chief Rocker show every day. I mean, every time he comes on. He's mad at Lamar Jackson because he let his mother be his agent. He got the highest amount of guaranteed money in the history of the world. He's the highest paid player in the history of the league.
Yep.
He negotiated a no trade clause.
Right.
And here's the best part. She negotiated a no franchise tag clause.
Yeah.
And he's only 25.
Right. And he don't have to pay an agent. An agent don't get a cut.
Right.
They normally get what, 15?
He cut out the middleman.
20%.
Yeah, he cut out the
middleman.
middleman.
And this clown is saying, man, my agent would have done better. Didn't the best ever?
But that's not the first time a mom has done that, though. I thought this ain't the first time.
No, this ain't the first time.
No.
And, by the way, she negotiated this rookie deal.
Yeah. The issue is the NFL does not want non-certified agents to be involved in their sport. So when somebody else comes in and they're smarter than you, because that's basically what happened, all he did was wait. He said, I'm here. I mean, like, y'all let me know what you want to do. I'm here. And they waited and they waited and they waited.
They thought
and they suckered up and they did what they should have did a long time ago. So that's on the team. I ain't got nothing to do with Lamar. Same thing with Dak. I don't fault Dak for getting that money. Y'all waited. You waited as long as possible, and you end up being at the end of the part in the market where that's what you had to pay. So sucks. I mean, honestly, it doesn't suck to be them. They got the money. So that ain't even the money's not even the problem. So like, don't even.
Oh, it's not even a question. Yeah, it's not even a debate.
They got plenty of money.
Right,
especially the Cowboys. But back to the Robin and Whitney Wilkes. Were you already aware of that before?
I had heard things, but I didn't know for sure. I did. I mean, it was just. I have to say, this definitely opened the door for me to see that, because I heard things, but you know how it is, kind of like, well, whatever.
Rumors,
or back it up with what? But it's just one of those things that I don't know. I guess they felt like we needed to know it. I mean, even if they left it out, it wouldn't have mattered. But
yeah, no,
I don't know, because then you've got the why didn't they show this part? I'm like, well, do we really need to know all that? I mean, I don't know.
And a lot of her life was everywhere. So it's not like there wasn't a lot
was involved.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot that we didn't know, but I think this aspect of it, I think they definitely wanted
to your point, Ben. I mean, was she even really in control of her own life? I mean, even her dad was telling her, you gonna wear your hair like that? Oh, you let her come out the house like that? Well, these are my favorite jeans. This is what I feel comfortable in. So even from the start, she was always against the norm, because it was like, we need to put you in an image that we think is best, or that's safe. It's like, and of course, even the one backstage where she was filming that video, she was just like, how do I look? You look ridiculous. And I'm like, well, whatever.
She was the honest person. She was probably the only. I think her mom was definitely honest with her.
But now Robin was more like, "Hey man, I've been hanging out. My ear been to the street. You look stupid. So
you look like a clown. Okay,
you look stupid. Yeah,
Robin is that friend that everybody needs.
Right. Yeah. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a true documentary out there that goes a little deeper with Robin. Like, I can't imagine Robin wasn't walking with her even when she didn't have her as a creative advisor. I'm pretty sure even when she was getting to the point of unspiraling, I'm pretty sure Robin was there somewhere in the background. Like, when they kind of touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, when Bobby came along.
She was like, this dude, he's not about you. He's not for you. So I'm pretty sure there were some echoes of her throughout the years, even up until her death. I'm pretty sure Robin was always that. Who can I confide in from the eyes, from prying eyes, from the media, from Clive, from my mom, So I'm pretty sure Robin was there step by step.
And when Whitney slept with Jermaine, you could tell how just broken she was. I think because she truly, I believe in which they said she truly did love her, and it was And even when she just said, "All right, we just gonna be best friends,"
Right.
she was still there. Even when she knew that she still loved her.
Yeah.
But go ahead, A-Trap. You were gonna say
No,
something.
I was just agreeing with everything y'all said. You know what this movie did for me though? This movie made me respect Richard Williams even more. The reason it made me respect Richard Williams even more, even while Whitney is on the ascent, on the ascent, and she's then doing the bodyguard. That's right around the time Serena and Venus started taking off, right?
Yeah.
True.
But when you watch the Serena and Venus movie, you know what I noticed? Richard was, he was nose to the grindstone father, helicopter dad. This is what we gonna do.
Yeah.
Right.
But he also stopped and said, "Hey, y'all need to go be some kids."
Yeah.
The very thing that what it looks as if Michael Jackson has been rumored that Michael Jackson never had a childhood.
Absolutely.
And Whitney never had a young adulthood.
Right.
And that's what probably led to their demise because I can't do anything but be.
Right.
And Richard stopped and said, "Y'all go be some kids. We going
to H-Rap's point, I mean, when you start seeing that limelight and you start talking about, well, we can pack out the Apollo, we can pack out whatever symphony theater, whatever, it's kind of like, but you're not saying, you know what? You're not thinking about the stress that it's putting on them.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, Joe Jackson pushed the Jacksons. I mean, it was like Michael at 5, maybe at 4 was the leader of the Jacksons.
Right.
Yeah, he was doing it. I was like, hey, because I think what it is, they're living through you, so they're pushing you. It's like, hey, I didn't have the career opportunities that you have, that I see, and I think they get blinded by that. So now they just drive it, they just push it,
and they eliminate them from being a kid, like A-Trap said. Like my daughter loves to sing, but I'm not gonna be shopping her around and let's go do this and let's go do that.
It's got to let her ease into it.
Allow them to really want it.
Right. My daughter is the same way. I mean, my daughter loves to draw, and she gets that from her grandmother. Then I get it from my mom. My dad did it. I do it every now and then. I actually have one on the wall over there. But I'm not gonna push her into, oh well, we got to get you these art pencils, or you need this kind of paint. No, I'm not gonna do that, because she's also into planets. She loves studying planets. If I say something wrong about a planet, I am corrected in like 2 seconds. Please understand, I can't say anything wrong about outer space because I am corrected in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, and when I watch Star Trek and Star Wars, she's like, "Dad, you know those aren't real planets." I was like, I know they're not real planets. Thank you.
Fiction.
Yeah. Trust me, that's my daughter right there. At the age of 10, that is my daughter right there, locked in. She has a telescope in her room right now. I mean, it's just, hey, any way I can feed into it in positivity, it's just one of those things where I'm not going to push her. Well, have you been studying? Have you been looking over this? No, I'm not. Because, hey,
it's back to being a planet.
Right. Because we all know as humans, that will change. Something else of interest will come along, and that now becomes a hobby, but that's not my interest. So it's just one of those things where they get caught up, and I think it's like, oh well, I wasn't successful with my band, with my boy group, or with my woman group, but just like with a mom, she acted like something was wrong with her throat, and she put her out there in front of Clive.
Right. She was faking it. Yeah.
It's like, come on.
And to Wilson's point, you see that at the very beginning. They give Sissy this credit for not being overbearing, but she was overbearing.
Off jump.
She was.
First 5 minutes.
Right. It's like she barking on it. And it's like, man.
Right.
And
You're not singing it. You're not singing from the gut.
Like, man, can I just sing a little bit?
Everybody going home. I'm ready to go.
Right.
And
sometimes I think about with my son, I used to be a sports junkie. I'm talking about to the point Well, I literally went into the school library in high school and took every Sports Illustrated up out that joint.
Yeah.
Every weekend, and I read like stacks this big, read it front cover to cover, and then bought them back. That's how much. And when my son, he wouldn't give a hot about sports.
Right.
And, and we, both of us played baseball. And I always regretted that I didn't put a lot into baseball. And when he was good, I was like, yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, the light bulb went off like, hold on.
Yeah. Oh, he better than me. Because he was.
Yeah.
I was like, he better than I was.
Yeah.
And man, I still remember the cat's first at bat. He took a walk, then he looked over at me and winked. And then after the game, he was like, I ain't see my pitch. I was like, yeah. And
that's baseball 101 right
there. Big deal. No, it's a big deal.
And he came to me 2 years later. They had won a little World Series. And he brought the trophy home. He was like, look, I got a trophy. And I was like, I was counting the dollars. And he came to me and said, Pop, would you mind if I quit? I was like, on the inside, I was like, yes, it would kill me. And I had to suck it up. Like, and I asked him, I said, you having fun? He was like, nope. I said, well, quit.
Yeah.
And I probably went laid in the bed and cried, but
in the fetal position, yeah.
And
I think the biggest thing that helps me to reel it back sometimes is that you look at their end story. You look at everything that they went through, because if you have a voice like that, the majority of the time, there's some pain that's there. When we watched the Aretha Franklin documentary, movie, there was a lot of pain there. Whitney, there was a lot of pain there, and it did not end well. So do I want my immediate success? You Michael Jackson was obviously a superstar, but never really was able to live. I don't think he ever felt comfortable.
He was under a
I don't think he
microscope
ever felt comfortable in his own body. So
Elvis was the same. Anybody, Elvis, BB King. Even BB King to a point. He had to stop. He had to actually stop going to shows. It was crazy. They don't talk about BB King enough, which I don't know how he doesn't have any kind of documentary.
I think he has one.
Riley Kane.
But at the end of the day, it's balance. You can't like A-Trap said, you can't push your kid to be like all you want to be a singer, so we just can push you that. We can do that. We can do that. You're not gonna have no time to play. You don't have no time to.
You have to let them gradually float into it.
Yeah.
And now if they literally look like they're working on the craft and they're after it, then okay, well then I'm gonna buy these supplies. I'm gonna buy these tools or whatever.
Right.
But I'm not gonna be like, hey, this is what you need right here. Lock in. It's like. Yeah. But now it's just like now you're making it a chore. And they ain't gonna want to
making it work.
Yeah. Like if I can't do it and enjoy it,
Right.
But like to H-Rap's point, like he said, it's like, oh wait, you might be on something. Yeah. And I understand that it happens.
Hey man, I literally tease my son every time we hang out. I'd be like if it's my turn to pay, I go, see, we still in poverty because you quit baseball.
It's your fault.
Oh, God.
You could have been Aaron Judge.
Or somebody signs a big baseball contract, I call him. I'll go, did you see that? What? He still don't like sports.
$250 million. Did you see that?
Right. Exactly.
You know how much money you could have gave me from that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And after the show, I'm calling him and go, hey man, Lamar Jackson, mother. Negotiate his contract. I could have did that, man.
Click. Hello? Yeah. Hello? Yeah.
He just gonna laugh. But yeah, man, it's tough. You know what? While y'all were naming those people, strangely enough, Stevie Wonder is the only one.
Only one.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Well, it's true.
Smokey was on coke.
Yeah.
Marvin is well documented.
Well, right, with no remorse.
Right.
Yeah, Like, yeah, whatever. I mean, you know.
I mean, they do Marvin so remorseless. The dude, when his best friend said, "Man, when Marvin slapped his dad, he knew he was gonna die." I'm like,
right. It was kind of like, well, hey, yeah.
he might as well put on his suit.
Right.
Yeah,
Lower it down.
after he did it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah. This definitely, her dad definitely has some Joe Jackson type.
nah, you know what? I ain't gonna put Joe like that. Nah.
You think
He was
gonna put
way
Joe like-
worse than Joe. Joe was just over.
he was the dad. The dad.
Joe was just kind of overbearing and driving.
Nah, I
This
was just
dude,
about to
we
say
don't know. I mean, we don't know what he did. I mean, most of them were minors. So
I mean,
it was. It
Well,
was.
Janet
his money to
says
control.
that them beatings didn't happen. That's what Janet said. Janet was like, that was.
I was just for the.
But
yeah,
this, I mean, Whitney's dad. I mean, he was just
Whitney's dad was a creep.
Where is my lavish life?
Yeah.
Where
He was looking for something.
Yeah, you just sing,
Where
and I'll do the business deals.
Right.
Yeah,
you just keep singing.
I ain't putting. I turned out there with Whitney dad.
No.
I don't know. He wasn't beating her, man. Ike was on a whole nother level.
At least Ike had some talent.
Yeah, at least he was kind of contributing to the music.
You're right.
Yeah.
We got to do what's love got to do with it, man.
I'm telling you, man. I would rather get them beatings Tina got than to be laying up raised by homeboy.
Man.
Raised by this dude.
Where is, especially when your last dying words is "Where is my money?"
Where's my money?
Come on,
like you about to die. Like
what are you doing?
I'd have put the pillow over his head.
He using his last strength to grab her shirt.
No,
like,
yeah.
I'm telling you. I'd rather get
had
the
to
beatings,
tell that
man.
I'm not your princess because you just want my money.
Right. You mooching off your children, son.
Right.
You passing out credit cards at work, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You smashing the secretary in my face.
Exactly.
Come
That's
on,
the same age or younger than me.
Right. And
Right.
then she
And
called
then
me
the
by my
secretary
nickname.
creep. Hey, Whitney.
And then she calling me Nippy.
Yeah. Hey,
come
Nip.
on, man.
What?
Come on, man.
Yeah, come on, man. We
You
ain't cool like that, man.
It ain't cool like that.
Come
You
on,
born
man.
with my
What you
daddy.
doing?
Shut up.
Right. What you doing, man?
But let's go to the movies, man. She early on, she was like, I want to do a movie. And I think that was her choice. I don't remember anybody kind of pushing her in that direction.
I think it was probably her
I think
choice.
she knew she had the star power. She knew she had it. So what was that?
I know she did. The Preacher's
1992. The Bodyguard. That was her first movie.
Bodyguard was stupid big.
Yeah.
Ridiculous big.
I mean, like you got Kevin Costner, who was big during that time, and Whitney Houston.
Bodyguard?
And so he made that Waterworld movie. He was the man. He made that. His career ain't been right since.
Hey, that Waterworld messed him up a little bit.
Man, that Waterworld, man, I'm telling you, he's yet to bounce back from Waterworld. Okay, give me Kevin Costner hit movie.
All he got now is what is
that
it?
TV show.
That TV show. What is that?
Hey,
that
Yellowstone?
Hits his water.
Yellowstone, yeah.
They must have told him, don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Kevin Costner, man, because everything else was sport movies. What, Tin Cup? What was the one 2 years ago? What was the one 4 years ago? He had the draft.
NFL draft, yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah.
Then he had
hold on, let's see. Waterworld.
Field of Dreams. He got sports movies, man.
Yeah. So Waterworld was 1995.
And then he
Give
tried
me hit movie after that.
Yeah.
He had a lot of movies, but none of them looked. Man of Steel. What was that?
No, that's what he was. Superman Dad. He was Superman
Dad. Superman Dad. Yeah, he was Clark Kent. I mean, not Clark, but Jonathan Kent.
Yeah. Man, they had a hit movie since Waterworld, man. That man ruined his life with that, man.
Yeah, man. All he got is Yellowstone, man.
Yeah, he was just playing old man roles. Shout out to April Showers. Thank you for tuning in. Eric Butler, appreciate you. He said Draft Day.
Yes.
Co-host of Perspective on Thursdays at 8:30. Man, appreciate you.
Yeah, that man. Since Waterworld, man, I used to.
All he doing is playing people daddy. That's about it. But he's been in a bunch of DC movies.
Of course, that's all he's made for now.
Playing the dad.
He's been making some DS movies directly to the shelf.
Directed, yeah.
Yeah.
direct to streaming. He
Yeah,
making
right.
He making
Man,
TV
that
movies.
man ain't man. Waterworld. He was
Shit.
Waterworld. He leveled out, and it's been.
That was it after that, man.
Yeah.
He's-
So
Who
the
does
Clive
keep paying on the
Davis,
seat, man?
the Clive Davis, when she came over to his house, and the dude was playing outside with his daughter, and she was like, "Oh man, this be a really good friend." And then they gave that eye to each other. He was like, "Yeah, I finally." It's like he finally came clean to her, but I didn't know that part. I didn't know if y'all
I knew that. I had heard that about 2 years ago.
Yeah, that I didn't know. I didn't know.
I did not. And immediately I looked up his Wikipedia, and the dude ain't been married since like 1970. So kind of makes sense.
Hey, he been screwing George Clinton and Sly Stone, and not physically, financially.
Right. Financially, yeah.
Because that was a big fight right there.
Hey man, when I found that out, I was like, I could never like this cat, man.
Still don't own the rights.
Eric said, "What about the one where he was the grandpa of a mixed child?" I don't know about
which one was that one?
See, we don't even know that movie.
Man, which one was that?
That's your answer, Eric.
Oh, I think I know.
That came out about 2 years ago. Didn't it?
Black or White?
I think I saw that. Yeah, I think I saw the preview, but I didn't watch it.
It was a drama.
We won't be reviewing that here.
But the funny thing is about Kevin Costner, he's got his own lane. He's that guy. Like, for whatever reason, he's Kevin Costner, man.
Hey man, hold on. Oh no, Robin Hood came out before Waterworld.
Oh God, Robin Hood. Yeah, what was that, 92?
Yeah,
maybe.
Anna says she can't think of anybody. She did some research. That's just her opinion.
No, it's a welcome opinion. I mean, I think she's absolutely right. I mean, like I said, in my head, when I went back and watched the Oprah Winfrey interviews, she is probably the Aretha Franklin of that generation.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you've got Brandy and Monica, you've got Beyonce and that Will. I mean, you've got Mariah Carey.
That's like
I'm just saying, you've got these women that look up to her. They may not be all great.
Yeah. Like, look, Beyonce cool, she could boogie, but nah.
I mean, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But you know, you're gonna always have that muse. They may not amount to that, but if she's the bar, if she's the level,
when it comes to singing, she's Harold Miner.
Wow,
Whitney is
Harold Miner.
Really?
The one-time dunk contest, Baby Jordan.
Oh my God.
I don't know, man. That's a little too.
Come on, man.
No, don't do Harold Miner.
When you talk about, greatest singers of all time, ain't nobody in the world, ain't nobody in the history of the earth gonna say, "What about Beyonce?"
Oh, her Beehive.
Nobody's gonna say Beyonce, but I think they still use Whitney. I think they still use Whitney as
my name up there. Hey, I'll be on that cussing.
As a matter of fact, there's a Christina Aguilera. There's a post out there right now with her singing one of her Whitney songs. I think Whitney was just that. She was that muse. She was that bar.
Right. Yeah. But I put Beyonce in the entertainer category. I think she definitely.
But that doesn't mean she didn't. But that doesn't mean she didn't aspire to try to.
Oh yeah. I mean, everybody probably wanted to be.
She's not gonna be with absolutely not.
So we got a question, not a stupid question at all. But yeah, we review movies, films, documentaries every week. So we pick a new movie, film, or documentary each week.
Not stupid at all.
And we review it. So we normally have a fourth member, which would be the Fourcast, but he's not on tonight. Mr. Brooks.
Mr. Brooks was pretty good. I like Mr. Brooks.
I don't remember that. Mr.
He
Brooks.
was an assassin. He was kind of like an assassin in that one.
Never even heard of it.
Oh man, that movie. Well, see, that was the movie that changed for me for Kevin Costner, because he had never done a movie like that before, and he had like an assassin kind of cleaner role.
Mr. Brooks. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about Jennifer Hudson?
Jennifer Hudson can
sing. Absolutely.
She can sing.
Get down. See, that's what
is she on Whitney level? I don't know. But I mean, she did Aretha Franklin, so I mean,
but once again, I think Jennifer Hudson. But see, I think Jennifer Hudson, I think those ladies, I think they had Whitney, even Aretha Franklin, even Minnie Riperton. I think they had Anita Baker. I think they had those women as a type of blueprint.
Yeah. He said, and I heard an Asian singer cover Whitney Houston song and killed it. It was disturbing. He said disturbingly
he
good.
said disturbingly good.
Hey, I'll say this. One, I'm not gonna put her on Whitney's level, but Adele can sing.
No, I don't.
Bro,
I don't
she-
think. Yeah, I don't
she-
think we need to put them on levels. I think we just
Yeah,
need to know Whitney was
she's,
probably the blueprint.
She definitely got a voice. What's
Oh,
up,
Adele can
Ty
go, yeah.
Lambert? Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, that's the in this current era, I think
Yeah.
she is.
But
somewhat
to Ben's point, I do believe if you asked any of those women, they're going to say Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah,
easily.
They're going to say Whitney Houston because that, like I said, if she's at that height of her career in that moment making movies, I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
they're going to say Whitney Houston. I mean, even
man,
Mariah Carey's gonna
Adele
say,
will put you, man. If you
Adele be going with
whatever you feeling that day, man, she
Yeah.
she can blow. If I had the opportunity to see her in concert, I probably would.
Adele gonna run with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And and one of her influences, I was probably be
I'm pretty sure.
Sister from Sparkle.
Oh gosh.
You got jokes. These ain't jokes. What's up, Twin? Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. All right, so yeah, I agree with you, A-Trap. I didn't like the part where she came to Clive, and Clive was the only one that said you need to go to rehab. I guarantee you he was not the only one.
Can't be the only one.
You can't like put it on like he was just the only one that noticed it and the only one that convinced her. Come on, man.
Right. And your meal ticket mooching daddy ain't say nothing.
Right. Come on,
like,
man.
Really? This dude was a straight leech.
Like, look,
he noticed when she was dating the girl.
Right.
He ain't gonna notice this. Come
It was like you can stay on this crack, but you gotta do them concerts.
Yeah,
now when you start messing with the concert money,
come on, man.
you have to go. I'm gonna drop you off at rehab. Yeah.
Your mama ain't say nothing about no crack.
Right.
And the mom, she been trying to reach her. You remember she was on tour, and she was trying to reach her, but it seemed like somebody, Bobby or somebody had control of the people around her had control of the phone.
They dug Bobby up out the mud, and then they reburied him with that, man.
Yeah, and they act like Bobby didn't have. Now I know his career, wasn't the best, but come on, this dude wasn't.
He was R. Kelly before R. Kelly.
I'm saying, was he leeching off of her like that? They made it seem like he wasn't doing nothing but just.
I mean, he was. That man was just smoking crack and getting cooch.
Oh, he was on drugs when he was sitting in front of her.
Right. When he
was
we saw that when he scooped up the coke that he dropped on the stage. Man, come on, man.
In the baggie. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw him slide over to the baggie and scoop it up, man. Come on, man. Chill out. We know what it is. We ain't judging. We ain't tripping.
Theodore said Adele is awesome, man. Yes, she is.
Oh,
and her voice does not change.
She don't miss.
Any song she's on, it's gonna be the same exact way every single time.
She don't miss, man. She don't miss.
Lamar is dope. We were talking about Lamar.
Yeah.
Her father was only concerned about that money. Exactly.
That's why he would have told her.
Was he still married? Was he still married to the mom?
I think he was. Yeah, I think he was. They made it seem like they were separated, but I'm like, no, they not. They never said anything about a divorce.
Yeah, I don't think they did. Yeah, I don't know how much they did divorces during that time. So maybe they wasn't living together, but
nah, they may not be living together.
She said at the end, like
Bobby was a bum.
She said Bobby was a bum. But see,
exactly.
I've always said,
thank you,
bum.
Thank you, Theodore. Thank you.
Look. I've always said, man, Bobby Brown didn't mess that girl life up, man.
Man, Bobby messed her life up, man.
Look.
Hey,
he took that woman from me, man.
He pushed it in that direction, though.
Man. Because look, you ain't about to start dating no crackhead if you ain't a crackhead.
Man,
you ain't
do it, man. He took my woman, man. turned
Yeah,
out.
hey,
Man.
man.
Bobby
Like,
wasn't
I don't
trying.
date women that
Hey,
smoke weed, man.
hey, when she said I'm going to rehab, Bobby was like, "Why?"
No, see, yeah,
It hurt
you
my
done
heart.
messed me up.
Bobby
You
said
done
you
got
hurt
me
my
on
heart.
this narcotic.
Yeah.
Trying to mess me up. Yeah.
He said we crack twins, baby. We need our kid. Don't leave
Right,
me,
man. Nah, man. That's what I'm saying, man. They met in the line at the crack house, man.
Yeah.
Remember when
Exactly.
David Ruffin,
She was on it before.
Ruffin gave old boy them tickets to the show?
Yeah.
Whitney was doing that and Bobby was behind her. Oh, you too?
Yeah. Like, what's
You
going on? Well,
Cause
even
they
in the movie, even in this movie, I was like, why the hell did she pull out a whole notebook and then kept the pen?
Yeah.
But the
I
dude
didn't get
kept the
that
notebook.
until
I didn't catch it at first until they did it a second time.
right.
I was like, who is this dude? I was like,
now hold on. I missed that part.
she pulled.
Remember,
So when
she
they
was
signed it,
walking
when
out
she
the
was,
studio.
oh, go ahead, H-Rap, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Whips.
Oh no, I was just saying. So when she walked outside of the hotel, they were like, "Oh, hey, Whitney." Well, she was signing autographs, but then at one point she pulls out a whole notebook, flips it open. She writes it. She gives it to the dude, but if you notice, she keeps the pen, but he keeps the notebook.
Yeah.
And then the second time they did it again, he met her in the
She
lobby.
died.
Okay.
But then you saw her actually like he took the money out, threw the notebook in the trash, but she kept the pen because the dope is in the pen or whatever's in the pen.
And
I was
even
like,
when she
wow.
got up from the bar, Wilkes, she got
Yes.
up from the bar.
She
And
kept
she
the
was
pen.
going to leave the
She
pen.
was gonna leave it. She was gonna leave it. But she said nope.
Okay, well, Ben didn't notice that part, but I got a question for you, Wilkes.
Yeah.
Does that mean they know who sold her the dope?
They have to. You got if you know who Michael Irvin is talking to in a hotel lobby.
Oh, you know.
Clearly, you know who Whitney Houston.
Now,
fast the night she died.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. They know. And honestly, that guy could have been sent by the record label. If you start throwing conspiracy, because how the hell did he travel? He ends up in the same place where she at.
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. Because she, it could have.
Oh, was it the same city?
No, because remember, they were living in Atlanta.
Yes,
her and Bobby. Yeah,
her and Bobby was,
and that party was in Beverly Hills.
Exactly. So I mean, unless he was just around Beverly Hills all the time, she knew she was. How would he know she was? I mean, unless he knew she was in town and where she's staying. But
yeah.
I mean,
and you're right, that interaction was weird, but I couldn't pick up on what it was.
I'm pretty sure.
It was real like
it was a pink pen.
It was real weird.
And then it was a purple pen. The last.
It was because she and I couldn't understand because at first I thought they were making it seem like, oh well, maybe this guy is going to be stalking her.
Yeah.
That was right.
I made it. The interaction was super weird. Like,
but then all of a sudden it was just like, wait a minute,
robber or something.
Why she keep? But why did they zoom in on her putting the pen in her purse, and then he walked off with the notebook? I'm like, well, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Why she just didn't turn the paper out?
And then he just looked at her and walked away like she took my pen. I'm like, that don't mean nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it happened again, and I was like.
And the way he said, he was like, "Thanks, Whitney." The way he said it, it was real like, "I'll be back," or
Well, and then another thing.
I know this your last time. I know, yeah.
And then another thing at the bar when she leaves that $100 tip, but the guy he strokes her ego.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna do great, because if you go back to the elevator scene. Her dad is saying one thing, her mom is saying one thing. She's just kind of like, why y'all controlling me? Like, this is how I dress.
Yeah.
So when you finally have been, I guess, to the point of like, you don't really control what you're doing because everybody else around you controlled it.
Yeah.
When somebody else comes along and say, oh, are you doing great, Whitney? And it's not from familiar faces.
Right.
You're going to take that and run with it. Like, finally, and especially, who knows, maybe she was tired at that point. It was just like, look, I've done my part. Suicide is not the way I want to do this. And it's an accidental drowning. But it's like, I finally got my...
She drowned, but she was a swimmer. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
That don't make no sense at all.
You.
But now, fast forward to now, this makes me think, this fentanyl, which is killing a lot of people, I wonder during that time, maybe we didn't know.
Right.
But it was fentanyl. She
It
and
was
whatever
up and
doses
coming.
she
It was an
had,
up
she
and
would have
coming.
died
Yeah.
regardless. I wonder if
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And then to her, like you said, she's like, okay, look, everybody has always tried to run my life, but this random bartender believes in me.
Exactly.
But I'm tired now. So let me, unfortunately, I know this sounds crazy, but let me lay down my own life.
It makes sense.
And then even because she wanted to go on tour, because
Right.
after that performance at that party, she was kind of like, "Oh, I'm back." But you know
I'm
what?
good.
That's that's the bookend. I'm done.
Yeah.
So now I wondered so she did perform at that party?
No, she did.
She never did. She never made it to the party.
No, she never made it. That's right. She never made it. That was a different performance.
Yeah, that was the one. The performance they showed at the end was the one that homeboy was like, "You gonna be great," and she walked away.
Right, and she walked away because later that night it was a party after the Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
where she was supposed to perform.
The same
I
party
don't know,
that
man.
Phyllis Hyman
It's
died
like
at.
she had, I think
man.
she still had a lot to live. To me, it's hard for me to believe that she committed suicide. I just think they gave her something that they knew was going to end it.
I mean,
Eric
honestly,
says,
I mean, after that part, I truly believe she was tired. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but most people that commit suicide, they're tired.
I don't know if it was suicide,
but yeah, I mean, accidental. They say accidental drowning, but that's because she.
But just like,
even though she whatever, but that
just like Theodora said, she was a swimmer, but she drowned. Right. It's kind of like Whitney Young, civil rights leader, drowned. Just like Martin Luther King Jr. brother, who was a big time swimmer, drowned with no water in his lungs.
I get you. But with Whitney, once again, even though she was a swimmer, that doesn't mean she was not done. I mean,
yeah.
But like I said, I'm not knocking that. That makes sense.
This is what'll take me away from her killing herself. She told her daughter to go to her room and I'll hook up with you in a minute.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna kill yourself and make your kid find you. No matter, I ain't never been a dude who wanted to kill himself.
Right, I don't know. And then again, I don't know what addiction does. I mean, if addiction drives you to that point, it's like, I'm telling you because, I want you to be okay, but unfortunately, you're going to find me not okay. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I can't see her putting her daughter in that situation, no matter how bad she's doing.
Right. Absolutely.
So that would eliminate the suicide for me.
Yeah.
Right. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And let me get to this comment. Eric says, Whitney has set a bar for vocal greatness and crossover appeal. It's the timing of her emergence and impact. It just can't be upended in the minds and hearts of the masses. She had it was perfect timing because it was nobody doing that, right?
Right. No. I mean, there's too many. Yeah, even young girls that were born, and maybe even young men, but being born in the 90s, you want to hit those Whitney notes.
Oh yeah.
You want to hit those notes. You want to sing those, like she said, you want to sing those big songs. You want big songs. Hell, even Celine Dion had to say it's Whitney Houston. I mean, damn.
Hey, fun fact, y'all, this is the fun fact segment of the show.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston pre-recorded that Super Bowl national anthem.
You were telling me that.
You said that. Yeah, she pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Wow. And she came up there in a
live.
Yeah, right.
She came up in there
because she was ready to throw up.
Yeah. She came up in there in a JC Penney's jumpsuit too.
Yes.
Like real gangster.
Give it up for JC. Thank you, baby.
Back in the day, man, JC Penney with the
Arizona, baby.
With the sweatsuits, yeah.
Tracksuit,
baby. Jeans,
Do it up.
Man. Yeah, let me get to some other.
I got my track jacket on with my jeans.
Yeah, Bobby was an enabler. Yeah, he
Now, man.
Yeah, she would have been alive had she left the pen.
Absolutely. I think so. Absolutely.
It was a setup. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
She was drowned, but she was a swimmer.
Because once again, how did this guy end up where she was every time? Now he's inside the lobby.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Now they're mixing fentanyl with animal medication. Really?
Oh, they're doing everything now with fentanyl. Oh gosh.
Yeah, man. I mean,
fentanyl's in everything.
Never made it. I feel like someone did something to her. Yeah. I think
absolutely. I'm pretty sure.
Any black star or anyone that has any prominence, for them to die in a sketchy way, yeah, there's some questions. Most of the time.
Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
Right.
Nope, she was doped up. And remember, Whitney never ever took baths in hotels. I didn't know that. I did not know
Me.
that. She could have been high, passed out, and drowned by accident. Possibly.
Well, of course they're going to say
Cook could have been trying to rape somebody.
I
think it was fentanyl in there, and maybe she was done. I don't know if she would have gotten the tub or not, but
I don't think the tub was how she planned to go. I think she wanted to relax. I think she wanted one more hit, and unfortunately, she was in the tub. Yeah, I can't imagine she was intentionally looking to.
Yeah, I can't see her killing herself. And like I said, when Bobby Christina there,
right?
Yeah, I've never been suicidal. I've never been addicted to drugs. Yeah. But as much as that lady displayed how much she loved that young lady, her daughter, I cannot see her hurting herself and knowing her daughter is gonna find her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up,
absolutely,
younger brother? Eric said, "Baha." I don't know what I said, but glad you laughed.
Then, you're talking about the tracks. The
JCPenney's tracks.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that was it, man. That was it.
That was it back then.
And she went out there so gangster. I'm wondering if she had the zipper down a little bit with a bunch of gold chains and
You never know, man. Had that gold Mercedes chain.
Arsenio with that 40.
Yeah. That 40. Yeah. What you got on my 40?
What you got on my 40? So not all the people around her and Bobby said Whitney never bathed any place besides home. I mean, hey,
that's new to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did not know that.
She just went around musty.
Hey,
your DJ
Zimbabwe style, baby. Yeah.
Hey, so let's take a quick break. When we get back, we'll kind of wrap things up. Give us some final thoughts. You're tuned in to the Fourcast, and we will be right back.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
And we are back together. We break. Said her mother said the same thing. She never took baths away from home. She showered only. Theodore said, "Don't sleep on JCPenney's." Hey, I'm not.
Hey man,
I had
JC, baby. JC.
All right, so they showed her breaking it off with Bobby when she came back from tour.
Don't be cruel. Don't be cruel.
But I'm assuming there had to been multiple times. They didn't show all of them, but I'm assuming multiple times they broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together. But it seemed like the final one was the one maybe when she got out of rehab and she kind of told him, "All right, look."
I don't want to talk about that dude, man. Skip me, man. I don't want to talk about that cat, man. He took my woman, man. He took my woman, man. I don't want to hear about this dude, man.
Yeah, but if I'm Bobby, because anything that's gonna come out, Bobby, you got to know what he's gonna be portrayed as.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He can't have no argument there, man. Now you can't, you can't trying to say that he was the one that got her hooked. I mean, I don't think that's.
Watch out, man! Watch out, man! Whose side you on, man? Whose side you on, man?
What's up, Chain Naturals? But yeah, I felt like this was done well. You know, and I felt like they showed her in the best possible light. I think that was the goal. I think that's what they
Oh
did.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we knew there was some tragedies up and down, but I think just presenting her as a person, this
Right.
is what I mean. Even outside of the, I guess, her performances and entertainment, like this is just who Whitney is. This is who Whitney was.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you're
I
right.
think,
Yeah, you're right. Together, yeah, she was already using.
nah, man,
That's
cut
the
this.
spot.
Hey, man, cut the show, man. Cut the show, man. I'm done, man. Cut the show off, man. What is this, man? Nah, I'm just
What is this? What is this?
What is this?
All right,
Jeez.
but yeah, I felt like they ended it well. They didn't end it on let's make this scene on what we think
let's
possibly
drag it
happened.
out. Yeah.
They ended it with her singing, and I felt like
Right.
that. I felt like that was a nice ending. Now, one thing we didn't touch on: did y'all like the casting of Whitney? Her name, I think her name is Naomi.
I mean, I honestly
actor,
wouldn't know
I
who would.
believe.
I mean, who would be better? I mean, I don't know. I think
Yeah, right. I
great.
was like-
I mean, who would be better? I guess. I mean, I
Yeah,
thought it
I mean,
was-
I felt like it was believable. Yeah.
well,
I felt like it was believable because you know sometimes you see somebody trying to portray somebody and it just doesn't add up. But yeah, I liked it and I felt like
as close as they could get.
Yeah, you believed it was Whitney. You didn't think it was somebody else. Let's see some last comments. I see you don't like the truth. Oh.
Nah, man, cut the show off, man.
The woman in the role was pretty good. Together says nope. They could have found someone else.
Big resounding no.
In capital letters. Nope.
I mean, well, I guess you could have, I guess. But I wonder, like, how many like auditioned though? Because
Yeah, what's the budget? Because there wasn't a lot of
who they go after. Yeah,
it wasn't a lot of A-list stars in this one, so I think they had probably a reasonable budget, but they couldn't go after, you know, Jennifer Hudson's of the world.
Oh God, yeah.
They were on a little bit of a budget.
I like the fact that they actually kind of hung with her because you know sometimes you'll watch a show like a movie like this, they'll have like 3 different people. They'll have a young Whitney, they'll have a middle-aged, or, you know,
they
Whitney.
They did run the jewels well.
They kind of ran with it, so I kind of like that.
Yeah,
stuck with it.
All right, final thoughts and Mike rating. What were you gonna rate it, and then what are you rating it now? And Wilkes, 31st.
I was gonna give it actually 4 mics, but I'm gonna give it 4.5.
Okay.
I think just because of the significance of who Whitney is, and once again, when you hear that voice, if you're a Whitney fan or not, I think it just takes you back. I think it just takes you back to. I mean, you think about The Bodyguard, you think about the performances at the Grammys, you think about they didn't even touch on Preacher's Wife, which I thought was rather.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah,
they did.
And they touched on.
And that was a good movie. I mean, even her Waiting to Exhale, they didn't really go into any of those, but
The only thing they touched on, I think, was Bodyguard, and that was it.
Yeah, just Bodyguard. Which, like I said, it was a stupidly huge movie. Like, I mean, you got Kevin Costner.
Waiting to Exhale was pretty big too.
Yeah, Waiting to Exhale was really big. I think Terry McMillan. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think she was the author.
So.
But
Yeah.
No, I think it was. I have to give it a 4.5 mics.
Okay. All right. A-Trap.
I gave it 3.5. I walked in with a 3.5. Keep it at 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that. Yeah, absolutely.
He said, "Wilkes, you kind of salty when you talk about your girl Whitney."
Hey, man. Hey.
That's his woman. That's my woman. Like T.O. was like, that's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback, man.
That's my woman.
Let's talk about my quarterback. No,
Hey.
man, I gotta give Whitney a break, man. I'm a little gotta chill out on Bobby, man. I'm chilling, man. I sent him an email the other night, man. Told me he's up, man.
Theodore said no. 3.8. Period.
Yes.
3.8. Man, you went very specific.
Minuscule.
Very mics. Yeah.
She gave that needle grade.
So I was leaning towards like a 3.5. But I'm gonna give it a 4 because I think it. I like you guys.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I get a 4. No, I'm gonna stick with my 3.
No, I stick with the 3. Yeah, stick with the 3.
Okay.
I mean, I'm only basing. I have to say, I'm only basing that on my age range because with all the young girls that were coming up,
give it a 0.
Anytime you interviewed them, it was Whitney. It was Whitney. It was like that was or Mariah Carey. They slipped that in there, but it was always a Whitney. Like Whitney was the bar. Whitney was the thing. So I don't know. It was just kind of how it was.
You can give it 0 out of 5. I ain't gonna do that.
Hey, you heard the people. 0, baby.
A-Trap, don't change up on us.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with 3.5.
Yeah, that's good.
Will's gonna fight Bobby on site. To
this day.
Site.
To leave that fat man alone.
Catch his hands.
If he can't move his arms, you straight, Will. That's all he.
Oh, he can't. Nah. Him and dancing is over with, man.
Yeah,
they need to stop, man. He just need to do stand. I'm just gonna stand up and sing. I'm gonna
that man needs to.
I'm gonna just listen to that Pimp C tomorrow, man. Bobby by the pound, Whitney by the key. Game belong to me. Yeah, Pimp C, baby. UGK.
A-Trap, stick and stay, bro. Chief said he give it a 5.
5. Whoa. 5. Wow.
Now the Chief scale and the Fourcast scale is different. I love it.
Oh man.
All right. So we kind of doing a week by week. I don't know what we're doing next week, but we will let you guys know when we know.
Yes.
But thank you everybody for tuning in. And what's coming up on End of the Bench tomorrow?
Our participation in AI could potentially be the end of us.
Oh man.
And I definitely want to. I'm really going to talk about this one. This new. I don't know. I don't even want to call it social media, but I want to call it. I don't even know what I want to call it.
What?
But it's
he ain't no Bobby, not Whitney.
I've been defending Whitney all night, man.
Bobby is the problem.
Bobby, man.
Chat GPT is something that we have to do.
Oh,
and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Simply because for those who don't know, Chat GPT is almost like a new version of Google.
Pretty much.
They do a whole lot of work for you. The reason we have to do it is because I know people that have tried it.
Right.
They've asked specific questions about our culture, and they got it wrong. And they said, "No, look at this." And when they corrected them, they updated it. So if you don't use it, we could be eliminated from the world. If you do use it, you're making another company $1 trillion.
It sounds like it's an AI Wikipedia, is what it sounds like.
Right. It's an AI Wikipedia. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
And it'll create things for you. I mean, you can type in, "Hey, give me an article on something," and it'll give you all the key facts, and it may even type it for you. I mean, that's how like detailed this stuff is.
No, it will. It will type a term paper for you. It will write code for you.
Yeah.
But when you have things like that, convenience is the mother. You know how they say necessity is the mother of invention. Convenience is the mother of laziness.
Hey, Together said Chat GPT is old. I've been on it for months. Hey, we gotta learn this stuff. Like we can't don't shy away.
No, it's definitely old.
Don't shy away from it.
It's becoming more popular now.
I was gonna say it's old, but it's gaining traction.
It's gaining traction.
They almost have an AI for anything.
And here's the sad part: Microsoft just gave them $10 billion.
Wow.
Oh, easy. That's why I told Ben. That's why I told Ben. I was like, when Mark Cuban made that comment, I don't know how many years it's been now. That I think they asked him a question about the class of whatever coming out. He's like, I would implore you to get into AI, artificial intelligence. Now this is years later, and now Google is literally at the apex. Anybody that dares to start a small company with AI, Google maybe in the next 6 months, 5 years, whatever it takes.
Get that about you.
Man, they go, "Hey man, I need to buy that real quick, man." I'm
And
telling
you know the AI thing is dangerous when the dude who's known as the godfather of AI.
All right, had to second guess it.
No,
Said
he
it's dangerous.
He quit. That's what I said.
Yeah.
He had to second guess it.
Yeah, he like,
And
hey,
yeah, and they said it's already starting to figure out things without it being programmed. Like
Well,
it may
there
be
was something-
programmed for this particular
Well,
language,
Who was
but it's
it
learning something totally different.
It was somebody last week that said, "Oh, it was the guys that did. They did the most of the Marvel movies. They did the Civil War. They were, I think, the Russo brothers or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about like in the near future, most movies are going to be artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
it's like it's going to be AI driven.
You just need you don't even need the voices. I was gonna say you need the voices, but you don't need that
They
either.
can create their own voices.
Yeah, they got a rap song.
The Godfather even said it's gonna get to a point where AI may start killing people.
Oh, I can see
they'll see where people are no longer necessary.
I can
no
see
longer
that.
valuable. Yeah.
Well, hell, it was just a few years ago, maybe 2018, maybe. They had these computers. I think it was Facebook. They had these computers that were talking to each other, and they didn't know what the language was, and they had to literally like kill the computer. They had to literally destroy it because they were talking back and forth. The two computers.
And they didn't know what they were talking about.
They didn't know what the language was, so they literally had to destroy that program.
Yeah.
So I was like, you get to messing with shit.
Yeah, months is old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Greatest
technology world.
cheat code to date. Like, man, if we in college or high school we had this.
Yeah. Oh God.
Everybody be dumber than they are.
That term paper would be great.
Good point. Sounds like Megan to me. I haven't seen that yet. I don't know if that's.
Oh, I hadn't watched
that.
Good. I hadn't watched that yet.
It's like
I know somebody that did watch it. They said it was retarded, but sorry, no.
Oh, the Baby Doll movie.
Yeah.
Well, is it a Is it? I didn't get it. If it was a person or a baby doll.
I think it's on. I think it's on Paramount Plus.
Well, from the commercial, it looked like a baby doll movie. A doll.
Yeah, it looks like a doll, but she's supposed to be highly intelligent or whatever. But we hadn't learned our lesson from iRobot though.
No, we haven't. No, and we probably won't. Somebody's gonna be messing around with it.
Hell, we didn't learn our lessons from Space Odyssey 2001 when damn computer didn't want to open the damn hatch. I'm sorry, Hal. I can't do that.
Hell, we didn't learn our lessons from war games, man.
What's that?
We didn't learn our lesson from war games.
Oh God, no war games. Oh, we definitely didn't learn our lesson from war games. Oh,
Megan sucked.
Jeez.
I guess that is. I don't know what it.
Terminator, Megan,
Moonfall. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
Theodora said it was good. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
We just keep messing around with it. It's just like it's going to outgrow us.
No big on us.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a Queen 3 and King tomorrow, but just stay on tap. We got content every day of the week. BS3 Network, Queen 3 and King, the Fourcast, End of the Bench media. Well, no, it's no longer End of the Bench media.
End of the Bench. Oh yeah, End of the Bench got a new program coming up with me, my man Grade A, and Big Mo. We call the Cheap Seats.
Hey, looking forward to that one.
And I may be coming out of retirement soon.
Sports retirement.
Sports.
Hey, it's perfect timing right now, man.
I got a name.
You got every main sport going on besides football, but
that's only a couple of weeks away.
Yeah.
It's gonna be called Get Off My Lawn. If I do it, it's gonna be called Get Off My Lawn Sports.
I love that because
and I'm shooting at the snowman. I'm coming at you, son.
Hey, you may be ready. Hey, you need to bring him on there and debate, man.
He don't want that. You saw what happened the night we was doing the top 10. I popped him. Popped him. And I've been watching lately, so I'm getting my legs back.
Getting some ammo.
Yeah. If I come out, I feel like Ray Leonard when he baited Marvin Hagler into that fight. Hey, if I come back,
it's a problem. Hey, speaking of that, the George Foreman film,
I ain't seen it. You know, I don't do the movie.
I hadn't watched it either. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the theaters.
It's on
We'll
HBO.
give it some
It's on
time.
HBO or theaters? Is it in theaters?
Nah, it's still.
It'd be on HBO tomorrow.
The dude. Yeah, I do want to see that though, because the dude that played Muhammad Ali, I don't know who he is. You can't just be having random people play Muhammad Ali, man.
Yeah, because it's gonna sound horrible, but that's why I'm kind of glad Malcolm X died in The Godfather Harlem, because I'm like, this second dude is not Malcolm X.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Leon was doing a good job. So y'all ain't old enough to remember Leon from the Budweiser commercials.
Leon from the Budweiser commercials.
Hey, look up Leon.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Not Leon.
I'll have to look that up.
Why that sound familiar though?
Hey man, Leon was this brother who was negotiating his contract at the plate. He was like, Leon ain't doing that.
Oh, I think I do remember this.
Leon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Leon don't do that. I don't know why
y'all. He looks like Malcolm X.
He was talking third person all the time.
Yeah, he was talking third person. Hey man, Leon was killing Malcolm X, and then they put this
Leon ain't doing that,
MC in, man. I was like,
you want Leon to do what? Because there was one point where he was wearing the football pads.
Yeah. He was in the locker room.
But it was like, so was Leon's gonna be out for the day? I was like, no, man, Leon ain't doing that, man. Who you talking to?
Leon don't do that, man.
No, man, Leon ain't gonna do that.
But
the guy that was playing Leon, isn't he well known now? He's done.
He was playing Malcolm X in Godfather Harlem, and they replaced him with some sucker MC.
Oh,
and I'm like,
probably because they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah,
but that dude is perfect.
On TV soon, because Malcolm X died at 65 and Bumpy Johnson died at 68.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wasn't that dude on I feel like he was on some sitcoms too. I feel like he's been on stuff like
he's been on a lot of stuff, but
yeah, I've seen that guy before.
I appreciate you. We can definitely make that happen. Together, we can definitely make that happen. We'll see what we're doing next, and H.R., I'm assuming you probably got her.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, information. Yeah,
she interviewed me before.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on in.
Cool. Come on in the room.
Come on in.
All right.
Kaboom! Guess who stepped in the room?
Bye. Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll end the show tonight. We'll be back next week as long as nothing changes. And A-Trap, go ahead and close us out.
You already know it's the end of the show. So if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God. God.
Peace.
And don't name your kids Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby on site. On site, Bobby. Wilkes will meet you.
Hey, we can do a tag team match. Me and Wilkes versus Bobby and what's his name? From New Jack City.
Oh,
his daddy used to be a good movie maker. Can't think of his daddy name right now either.
Ben Peebles?
Yeah. Mario and Bobby versus me and Wilkes.
Oh man, that would be a good one. Celebrity deathmatch. That would be a good one, man.
Yes, sir.
We got y'all. Anytime y'all want it, me and Wilkes got
on site, baby.
On site.
Tag team, baby.
To this day.
Yeah, to this day.
And don't let Rappermania.
Exactly.
All right, y'all.